I woke up in the Middle Ages, and for a moment I didn't understand where I was. Pause. No electricity. No comfort. No modern world. Only silence, cold air, and the smell of wood, smoke, and wet earth. I sat up slowly. My body felt heavy, like I had been carrying something I couldn't see. And then it hit me. This wasn't a dream. This was real. My name is Thomas, and I live in a world where nothing is guaranteed. Not even tomorrow. Every day begins the same way. Wake up before the sun. Work until your body hurts. Eat if there is food. Sleep if you are lucky. And repeat. There are no weekends here. No rest, no safety net. No backup plan. Only survival. The village I live in is small, forgotten, and worn down by time. Wooden houses leaning slightly to one side. Mud roads that never truly dry. Smoke rising from chimneys like the only sign of life. People here don't dream anymore. They survive because dreaming is dangerous. Dreams don't fill your stomach. Dreams don't protect you from winter. Dreams don't change your place in the world. But I still had one. I wanted to become a knight. Not for glory. Not for power. But because I refused to believe this was all my life could be. Knights don't live like we do. They don't wake up hungry. They don't bow their heads to everyone above them. They don't spend their lives counting coins that never come. They matter, and I wanted to matter too. But people like me don't become knights. At least, that's what everyone says. That morning, I went to work in the fields. The air was cold enough to hurt my lungs. The ground was hard from frost. My hands were already sore before I even started. Other men worked beside me, silent, focused, tired, in a way that went deeper than sleep. No one complained, because complaining changes nothing. That's just how life is here. As I worked, I started to notice the rhythm of everything. The same movements, the same silence, the same exhaustion repeating every single day, like the world itself was stuck. And then I saw her. Eliza. She lived in the same village as me. Simple, ordinary, real. She was carrying water from the well, struggling slightly under the weight, but still moving with quiet strength. And then she looked up. Our eyes met. Just for a moment, and she smiled. Not a big smile. Not something dramatic. Just something human. And in that second, the world felt slightly less heavy. But I didn't say anything, because in this world, words are expensive, and most people can't afford them. Later that day, I saw something that changed everything. A knight, real armor, real horse, real authority. He didn't walk like us. He didn't look like us. Even the air around him felt different. People moved aside when he passed, not out of respect, out of fear. And I stood there, watching him disappear down the road. That was what I wanted to become, not the fear he caused, but the freedom he had, the ability to stand in the world without being invisible. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay on the cold wooden floor of my home, staring at the ceiling. My thoughts wouldn't stop. Armor, horses, castles, war, honor. And then Eliza's face, and something else I didn't fully understand yet. Lady Eleanor had only seen her once. She came from the castle, a world above mine in every possible way. She didn't walk through mud. She didn't carry water. She didn't fear hunger, Dot. She moved like someone who belonged to a different reality entirely. And yet, she looked at me, Dot, just once, but it felt like she saw something I didn't even know I had. Hope. Or maybe it was just imagination, because people like her don't belong to people like me. That's when I understood something painful. There are three worlds. The world I live in, the world I want, and the world I will never reach. Eliza is my reality, Eleanor is my dream, and I am stuck somewhere in between. The next day brought no mercy, more work, more cold, more silence, but something inside me had changed. Every task felt heavier now, not because the work was harder, but because I started to see it differently. This wasn't just life. This was a cage, and I had been living inside it without noticing the bars. During a short break, I sat near the edge of the field. Another worker beside me spoke quietly. He said, "Men like us don't become knights." He said, even dreaming like that was dangerous. I didn't answer him because part of me believed him, but another part refused. That evening, I saw Eliza again. She sat near the well, resting. For a moment, we talked. Nothing important, just small words about the day, the cold, the work. But even those simple words felt rare here, like something human, surviving inside something harsh. And when I stood up to leave, she said something quietly. "Don't let them take your thoughts away." I didn't understand what she meant at first, but I remembered it. That night, everything felt different again. I walked outside my home. The village was quiet, too quiet. The wind moved through empty paths, and for the first time I noticed how small everything really was. This entire world I lived in was just a few streets, a few fields, a few lives repeating the same story, and I asked myself a question I had avoided for years. If I become a knight, what do I lose? And if I don't, what do I become? Because in this world, you don't choose your story. You only realize you are inside one after it has already begun, and mine had just started.